Usually, this material body cannot go to the spiritual world, the same body. But the question may arise that how Arjuna was able to go in the same material body and see the Lord in the spiritual
Well, Arjuna didn't have a material body, he actually has a spiritual body. So we see that also even when he's in the material world, when he was shown the universal form, which is actually a material form, Krishna had to give him special eyes, because he had spiritual eyes for seeing Krishna. He had to give him divya chaksu, or heavenly eyes, to see the universal form. So he had a lesser vision to see the universal form, which is a material form. So actually he has spiritual body, spiritual senses, because he can perceive the Lord. So that is the case of many of the associates of the Lord when the Lord has pastimes in the material world. Like Nanda and Yasoda, they have spiritual bodies, not material bodies. So if they go to the spiritual world, they don't change their body. Same with Arjuna. He can go to outside the material universe and he doesn't have to change his body.
Maharaj, there is Leela Shakti, and also sometimes we see Yogamaya potency, and it is also mentioned that Vrindadevi is planning all the Leelas. So how to understand these three?
Well, Yogamaya is particularly for hiding or revealing certain aspects of the pastimes. So as I said, she creates a type of spiritual ignorance. So, of course, this is involved in the pastimes, but you can say the Leela Shakti is responsible for arranging the basic structure of pastimes that are going to occur. It may not deal directly with illusion or forgetfulness or whatever. Sometimes it does. So then we say the Yogamaya also acts along with the Leela Shakti. So we do have to have in the spiritual world a progression in time so that activities can take place in a certain sequence. So that is arranged by the Leela Shakti. Vrindadevi is considered to be a particular arranger of pastimes in the within Vrindavan. Therefore we can say the Yogamaya and the Leela Shakti act for all the forms of the Lord, but particularly for the Vrindavan pastimes, Vrindadevi acts for the particularly for the arrangements of Radha and Krishna. So it's a very particular aspect of arrangement of pastimes.
We understand that Vishnu possesses 60 qualities. Which of the Vishnus we have to understand there?
What's that?
We understand that Vishnu possesses 60 qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the Vishnu? The Mahavishnu what is mentioned here, or the Mahavishnu who is within the material realm, Shiradakshai Vishnu, or how do we
asking what 60 qualities belong to Mahavishnu? Or? Well, if we look at the 60 qualities as compared to the 55, we do see that one of the qualities is to manifest all the avatars, which is done through Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, like that. So we can say those are related. Of course, he has some inconceivable powers, which also Mahavishnu has. And he manifests from the pores of his body all the universes, so that's directly Mahavishnu doing that. So of these 65 extra qualities that distinguish Vishnu from Shiva, some are aspects of Mahavishnu, like the universe is emanating from the pores of his body, which Shiva does not do, but Mahavishnu does. However, we do know that superior to the Mahavishnu and that Paramatma form is the form of Vishnu in the spiritual world. So he manifests a predominance of personal qualities in relation to his devotees, dominated by Aishvarya mood. Whereas Mahavishnu doesn't manifest those so much. So that is the distinguishing nature of Mahavishnu and between Mahavishnu and the forms of Vishnu in the spiritual world.
Here it is explained that Mahavishnu on an ocean. This is different from the milk ocean or the Karnataka ocean.
Yeah, well, the milk ocean usually is described as that ocean where we have the different dvipas, and we have a saltwater ocean, a freshwater ocean, milk ocean, a yogurt ocean, a ghee ocean, a sugarcane juice ocean, a liquor ocean, different types of oceans, and one of them is the milk ocean. So there's where Kshirodaksha Vishnu resides on that ocean. So that's within the material world.
So Guru Maharaj, we understand that this ocean, what is mentioned is just an ocean of water or nectar, what the description given here.
This is the Karna ocean. It's a special ocean. It exists, and it's not material water, obviously, because he's sleeping on Karna ocean, and then he glances over Prakriti, and Prakriti then manifests Mahatattva Ahankara, and then all the elements manifest, and then they combine into universes, and then within the universe, then we have the manifestation of water as we know it, which is a combination of the 5 elements, actually, not just water. And that water is a combination. So therefore that water in the material world is completely different from this water, which is before Prakriti even manifests water.
When we just go through the Brahma Samhita, there the description is a little bit more confusing, where Shambhu is said to be above Vishnu or for the progeny creation.
Sambhu is a manifestation from that Vishnu form, but of course some people take that as, and it's called Sadashiva also, so some people will take that as Shiva, who is the consort of, or the husband of Parvati, and then he creates the material world. But Jiva Goswami in his commentary says this is an aspect of Vishnu himself, because Sambhu should not create the material world, only Vishnu should create the material world. So therefore it cannot be Shiva, because Shiva doesn't have that power. He has 55 qualities, and the power of manifesting universes belongs to Mahavishnu. So therefore he says it's not Shiva, even though it may be called Sadashiva or Sambhu or whatever. So it's just an aspect of Shakti, we can say the Shakti of Mahavishnu.
Maharaj, where is the Viraja river in comparison to the Karna ocean?
What is that?
Viraja river.
It's the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah. Viraja is usually described as the borderline between the material and spiritual worlds. So if we look at all the little universes, and then there is the Karna ocean, then the spiritual world in that sense. So it's like that. Viraja, which means just pure. It means pure.
Maharaj, now this pastime happens in every universe in the material creation. So would that mean that Mahavishnu is constantly having darshan of Krishna and Arjuna?
Yeah. Well, we can't say it's always happening, because some of the pastimes occur sometimes and others occur other times. Krishna has a whole series of pastimes, but not all of them may occur in all the universes at all times. It's up to Krishna which ones he wants to show. Just like Mahabharata is itihas, so therefore all the details are not always exactly like that every time it occurs. So details change, so Krishna can also change the details of his pastimes somewhat. Like Jai and Vijay fell, but commentary is they don't always fall. Usually it's not like that. This is a special case where they fell from spiritual world. Usually they're just demons. They don't fall from anywhere. They're just demons and they get killed by the Lord. But in this case they're special. They came from spiritual world, Vaikuntha. So there's details are often altered in the pastimes, even though they're somewhat repetitious.
The spiritual world is made of a Chintamani, whereby it is talking about some space. The concept of space comes in there.
Yeah. But it's not like our space. In other words, you can't measure it in the same way, because it can collapse into zero space as well if the Lord wants it to. Just like there's day and night in one sense, but there's no sun and moon like a fiery sun and a globular moon. That doesn't exist also.
Hare Krishna. So today very auspicious day, Vijaya Dasami. We got books of Jiva Goswami, Laghu Vaishnava Toshni, and Sanatan Goswami, Brigat Vaishnava Toshni, and also we have Jaiva Dharma by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So first set is collected by Srinivas Nitai Prabhu and family. Those already paid Lakshmi. And this set cost 9 books, 7,400. So we can encourage first set by Srinivas Nitai Prabhu and family. Those who want, please give the name and number to Sasi Prabhu. Sumitra was asking one set and Rao Prabhu one set. So please come Prabhujis, then Matajis. In line is better. Subhanga Prabhu, after Sumitra will be getting. We can chant Hare Krishna to encourage them. Next Sumitra is getting one set.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So today auspicious Vijayadashami day, anyone starts reading Shastram or touching is very great to get spiritual knowledge.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
So any Prabhuji is left?